What's up, guys? Ivan Carranza here, and welcome to Bass Tone Tuesday. Today, I want to share with you what I've been doing to prepare myself for the upcoming tour with the band Doctor Krapula. We're launching the winter tour next week on Tuesday, and funny enough, that is also my 30th birthday, so I'm really looking forward to launching and starting this tour. But I want to share with you what I'm taking with me gear-wise and what I've been doing to prepare, because we're going to be away for like a bit longer than a month. So we have like 30 dates, more or less, in Germany, Switzerland, the Netherlands, and Denmark. And I'm not really sure if Austria as well. But we're playing a lot of shows. We're playing from Monday to Saturday. I think we have 2 off days. So a lot of shows and a lot of playing. So I want to share with you what I'm doing here. And I'm also going to document the whole process while we're on the road. But first, let's check out what I'm taking gear-wise and how I'm setting up my sound. Okay, for the gear that I'm taking, you can see this is my pedal board and my quad Cortex. On this space, this is where my Noble is going to go. I have it separate right now because I did one gig where I just used the quad Cortex, so I took it out of the board and I haven't put the Noble back. But I'm going to be taking the quad Cortex and the Noble for my rig, and I'm going to be using a backline amp, an Aguilar amp with a cabinet for the stage. And I've showed this in the past about how I set up the signal path on the quad Cortex. I've changed a couple of things just slightly, and I've made 2 new presets based on the same thing. So let me show you what I have here. So you can see there's the different scenes that I have going on. I have a main reggae sound, I have a main rock sound, then the same rock sound but with drive. I have some delay and reverb for one intro of a song. And then these 2 switches below are just the driven sound with an octave below and the rock sound with an octave below. And I have 2 just in case, if I'm stepping and I don't want to have to think too much. I just want to be able to press here on the left and trigger an octave below for song endings where I just want to have one big note and I don't want to have to aim too much, which is why I have 2 different pedals there or switches. And one thing that I added now is I have a drop tuning. I'm dropping, I'm down tuning half the below for I think 2 songs that we have added to the set list. I've learned them transposed, but there's one song that I would like to add a low open string, and I cannot do it if I'm transposing. So I down tuned that with a pitch shifter. I don't know if I'm going to use it or not, but I put it in there just in case. And then I have an octave up for one solo section and one song. Now, what is going on here regarding sounds and whatnot? So this preset is based on an Ampeg SVT, and as you can see, I got a main reggae sound, a rock sound, and a rock driven sound. So I'm not doing really a lot of things. The reggae sound is just the amp, the cabinet, and a high pass filter, and I'm not doing really a lot EQ wise, just boosting a bit of bass, as you can see here, and that's it. I've got Ampeg SVT cabinet with one microphone, U47 microphone, and that's pretty much it. For the rock sound, I am boosting some treble and a bit more bass to balance things out. Also a bit more gain. Compared to sound A, you can see the gain is at 1. For a rock track, it's at 2.7, so it has a bit more grit, more crunchy sound, and I'm compensating by pulling the output a bit down so that the volumes are matched. And then the driven sound has a bit less gain, but I am triggering a dark glass vintage microtube there, and that's just for one song as well, or for a couple of sections where I need to fill more space because the guitar is taking a solo, for example, and I want to thicken things up. But this rows, the first one, so input 1 here and what goes to output 4 then goes to the Noble, and from here the sound goes to front of house. But I'm splitting the sound right here, and I'm sending this to this lower row, and this lower row goes to output 3, which is here, and that goes to my stage amp, and that's just to have some bass on stage, because we're all playing with in-ear monitors, but I want to feel the bass as well, so that's why that is there. So based off of this preset, which is, like I said, using an Ampeg SVT, I'd made 3 more presets. And this has been tried and tested on stage, and I know it definitely works. Now, I made a new one featuring a Ampeg B15, which is a bit more mid-focus and a bit more, has a different kind of low end. And then I made a new one with a Mesa 400 Plus amp. This one is a bit more scooped, so it has more low and top end extension. And then I have one without any amps, so it's just going into my Noble and using the effects. I've never tried this, but I want to have it there just in case to, you know, bounce sounds around with the sound engineer to see what he likes best. But I know that the SVT one, which is this one, definitely works, and this is what I've been using all year, and it sounds great. Now, other than my pedal board, these are not all the things that I'm going to take with me, but some of them. I'm not sure how many sets of strings I'm going to take, because on the summer, or during the summer, I actually didn't require to change strings that often, and it was like sweaty and hot. So I'm not sure how many sets I'm gonna need now during the tour. At least 3, but I'm gonna think about it. I'd rather take a bit more and not use them than run out of strings in the middle of a tour. Then I have some tools that I got, some new ones, because mine were actually pretty beat up. I got this one from EMG, and not a sponsor, by the way. I added my Dingwall hex keys in there. String cutter, some string cleaner that come with this. Added my Dunlop string winder, got an action, a ruler there, cloth, and what else? A screwdriver. Just to have everything in one place and not have to worry about looking for different keys in different locations. So I have everything there. Also, GHS fast fret. This helps me to keep my strings alive because I sweat a lot and I annihilate them. I actually don't really like how the strings feel right after applying them, because they feel kind of greasy even after you wipe things down. But it definitely helps me to preserve the life of strings. And then also my new GoPro, which I got around November, I think. This is the GoPro Hero 11, and to me, a GoPro is one of the most amazing tools a musician can have, because it allows you to really document everything. You can record entire shows, you can record day to day, you can record rehearsals, and so on. So it helps to document everything. And what I like about the new one, if I can get it out, and never mind, I'm just gonna zoom in, is that it has a screen on front, so it helps to frame the shot. It also films 5K and so on. So I'm gonna be documenting everything with this and my phone, most likely. So this is gonna help me to document the entire tour. Then probably one of the best purchases I've made this year is, or last year, is this Pelly case where my pedal board goes, because I've seen this rolling out of the car, rolling down a flight of stairs, and nothing has happened to my pedal board or the gear that's inside. So this is definitely a great investment when touring. And here I would place my pedal board, of course, inside here, and that goes until the bottom of the case here. Then I usually place this just to avoid scratching the screen of the quad Cortex and to scratch the Noble. And then I put my cables, my power cables as well. And I just got this cable for my in-ear monitor, which is already in the rack case. I've you've probably seen the video that I did on the inner monitor setup. This is just to have a spare cable to connect the antenna to the front of the rack. So that would go in there. I'm thinking that I might put the tools also in here, but I have to check when I'm start to pack. So I'm not really sure where everything is going to go, but definitely taking this case because it's really helpful. And then on the gig bag, most likely I have some gloves that help me when carrying stuff to avoid slicing my fingers. Most likely my in-ear set is gonna go in here as well. Strings. I have a spare power supply for the quad Cortex. And a cleaning cloth, probably gonna go there as well. And of course my bass, my Dingwall Super P, which is right now over there, because I've been practicing at the moment. Now, other than the stuff that I'm gonna be taking with me, I've been putting a lot of time into my practice routine. I've been working with my Super P, which is right here, which is the bass that I'm gonna take. And I've been just trying to, get a lot of solid, clean technique all over the neck, doing simple exercises, but things that really, adjust your dexterity, because the more solid your basics are when you're in a controlled situation, the better you're going to be able to perform on stage when you're moving around and jumping and dancing here and there and performing, not only playing but also performing. So I've been doing a lot of exercises that Janek, for example, shares on his channel. Simple stuff, triads or seventh chords, moving around, major scales, minor scales, simple things, but really getting the dexterity up and down the fretboard, starting fairly slow, building that up, nothing really complicated. I'm going to put a link maybe in the description of the exercise that I'm referring to. And aside from that, I've been also, of course, playing and practicing to the set list that we have. And I've been trying to play it once a day at least. And when I have time, I try to play the set list 3 times a day. And this is something that I got from the bass player of the band Epica. His name is Rob Vanderloo. He's also a Dingwall artist, amazing bass player and also super nice guy. I met him in 2019 at the Guitar Summit. And I've also done an interview with him here on the channel. And I don't remember exactly when he said this, but I recall that he said that to prepare for one of the Epica tours, he plays the set list 3 times in a day to really, train the stamina, not only from your playing hand, but also, overall just playing bass for like close to, 6 hours. So if you can play 6 hours the set list and play it consistently and perform and do it well, then when you have to play only the set list once, then you don't have to worry about your stamina too much. Now, of course, the music that he plays is fairly fast and intricate, and there's a lot of picking and, it's metal music, it's very, intense. What I play with Doctor Krapula is not that hard, technique-wise, but still being able, to consistently place all the notes in the right places. Well, we're moving around quite a bit. You're dancing, you're jumping, and so on. It's definitely very interesting to do it for an extended period of time and not only just once, because this way I don't have to worry about getting tired. Even more so because, as some of you know, I had a car accident in 2020. At the end of 2020, I got hit by a car while I was walking down the street, and I had to get knee surgery. And since then, my knee hasn't been the same, of course. So I'm still recovering from the ACL surgery. My knee is not the way it was before the accident. So I've been training that a lot. I've been putting, I go regularly to the gym, but I've been putting a lot of hours preparing for the tour, because during the summer, for example, I could play the shows fine. I did notice, however, that sometimes my knee would swell up and it was kind of tough, or I couldn't move as freely as I wanted on stage. because my knee would hurt. And to do things like, jumping and stuff, I still, I had to, had to be a bit careful sometimes. And knowing that now I have to play like 25 plus shows in a row, I need to make sure that, or I had to make sure that my knee would also perform, not only my hands playing bass, but also my body entirely would be up to the task. So I've been putting a lot of hours rehabbing my knee and doing exercises and building up strength to be able to really play. So also playing the set list 3 times a day, standing up with the bass on your shoulder and moving around and playing has helped me to give me some more confidence that I'm going to be able to perform on stage without worrying too much about my knee. I'm still going to warm up before the show, not only my hands, but also my knee and my body, because I want to be mentally comfortable that I'm going to be able to perform. Like I said, the tour starts in 1 week on Tuesday, and the day before we're going to be doing rehearsals to tune, our in-ears, just check out levels of the band, and just go over the set list, and then we start playing. So if you're nearby, feel free to come to the show. We can hang out afterwards, and I'm also going to be documenting the entire run and also doing maybe or most likely a full band rig rundown to show you guys what we use. As always, thank you guys for watching. Let me know what you think in the comments, and also don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell to stay up to date with the content that's coming to the channel. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll catch you guys on the next one. Take care.